First Kings 10 and 11, the Queen of Sheba heard of Solomon's wisdom and prosperity and came to see for herself. She was amazed at what she discovered, and it sounds like she came to faith in God, attributing it all to him. Have you come to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and looked for yourself? If someone came to your home, would they be influenced to look to God because of what they see in your life? Next, we see a very sad story as Solomon takes 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines who turn his heart away and actually influence him to worship other gods. Now, the Lord was angry with Solomon because his heart was turned away from the Lord, the God of Israel, who had appeared to him twice and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods. But he did not observe what the Lord had commanded. God knows what he's talking about. He gives us instruction and commandments for our good. He instructs us not to be unequally yoked in marriage, nor to take multiple wives because it will influence us in a bad way. God raised up adversaries against Israel because of this, but because of David, God did not tear away the kingdom from Solomon. He would allow the kingdom to be divided after Solomon's death. It seems as though Solomon started fairly well, but then failed miserably. Have you started well? Have you kept the faith? Are you still in the race? Are you pressing on? This passage of scripture is a warning to you and me. May we hear it today. Luke 21, 20 through 38, Jesus speaks of the impending judgment that will come upon Jerusalem in AD 70 when the city and the temple will be overrun by Gentiles. It is also a picture of what will happen during the tribulation. Jesus tells them to flee. The time which Jerusalem has been trampled underfoot by Gentiles can actually be seen as far back as the Babylonian exile until now. Israel's enemies have continued their domination over Israel throughout this time. There is even a Muslim mosque of Omar standing right now where the temple should stand. After the rapture occurs, when the church is taken out and the church age ends, Israel again will be the centerpiece and focus of God's dealings. Jesus talks about shaking the heavens with great signs before his return, his second coming at the end of the tribulation. This is when folks are to lift up their heads because their redemption is drawing near. Jesus Christ himself. He said that the generation that sees these signs start to happen will also see their conclusion. Jesus concluded this discourse by encouraging readiness. Indeed, he is speaking to Israel about coming judgment and tribulation, a horrendous time that they need to recognize and turn to Christ. But he's also speaking to you and me. Regardless of when these things will be fulfilled, you and I need to be ready right now, for the time of our judgment could become reality at any moment because we don't know how much time we have.